can see all the happy smiling faces, and I don't know whether it would have all been here again if it had been torrential rain. And hopefully it's going to turn out to be a good game, or the game that myself and yourself expect.
Yeah, I mean it is one of those games we talked earlier about, two decent football teams that have been known for traditionally playing football, and the surface, there's no great wind, it's perfect conditions.
Yeah, well, I think that reading and speaking to Pete Mann earlier, you know, talking about the freedom that he's going to let them play, and he's a little bit disappointed, saying that he's 13 points behind Shamrock Rovers after doing so well against them earlier on in the season, and that makes me think that he's telling them in there, hold on, we matched them a few weeks ago. You know, it's not a different Shamrock Rovers team. Let's go out there and play our stuff, and maybe we can go on and win this.
Well, it should be an interesting 90 minutes or so. So let's time now to join our commentary team of the Longford Town manager Alan Matthews, who's with Des Curran.
Thanks indeed, Felix. The unseasonable weather we've endured of late has taken its toll. The First Division encounter between Shelburne and Kildare County, due to take place here on Friday, was postponed. But we do go ahead tonight, and dare we say it, we do so in summer conditions. Let's check on the teams. Pat Scully boosted by the return of Barry Murphy tonight. The Rovers number 1 was injured against Sligo Rovers in the FAI Cup and missed 5 games as a result, but he did play for the under-21s on Saturday. It's a timely return, with Stephen O'Brien injured against Waterford last Tuesday, replaced by John McGuinness, just returned from a loan spell at Kilkenny. David Cassidy's suspension means new arrival John Martin continues on the right of midfield, with fellow new signing David Tyrrell on the left. Alan Reynolds gets his first start since returning to the club, and up front it's top scorer Tyke Purcell and Ger Rowe. For UCD, Paul Crowley suspended tonight, though on the plus side, Conan Byrne, who was dropped for the Drogheda defeat after arriving 2 minutes late for the pre-match meeting, is welcomed back into the fold. Rumours are he delivered Pete Mahoney's milk this morning. With Byrne back, Ronan Finn moves inside to partner Shane McFall, while Ian Birmingham's return from injury at left back sees Conor Kenna return to centre half alongside Alan McNally, with Tony MacDonald the one to lose out. And the pacey Shane Fitzgerald makes his first league start in place of Derek Doyle. As already mentioned, 0-0 on the opening day. I'm hopeful of some goals tonight. Let's hear from the manager, speaking to Will Downing.
First of all, Pat Scully, great chance for Shamrock Rovers to more or less join the top 2.
Yeah, it's a big game for us, but they're all important games now. We've been playing very well lately, and if we produce a performance again tonight, we've got a couple of lads back in the squad which will strengthen us up. If we play to our potential tonight, then I'd expect us to win. Unbeaten
in the league since April, where's the consistency come from?
From the players. You know, they've trained very well and they're playing very well, so that's important. How do we focus? And it's a UCD, or a tricky team to play against, especially when you're doing well. So once you apply ourselves properly, we'll be fine.
Thanks, Pat. Very good stat, that, because the thing is, Pete, 5 of the last 7 league meetings between yourselves and Rovers have been draws.
Yeah, well, I expect we've had enough of draws, and we're in good form. You know, the boys are all fit, ready to go. We've worked really hard in training this week, and we'll see what happens now.
They always find you very difficult to play against.
Yeah, well, I'm a bit tired of hearing that, you know, us being patronised. I think we're far better than we get credit for. But we'll see tonight. It's easy me saying that here. We'll see the next 90 minutes now how good we are.
Thanks, Pete. And an intriguing Dublin derby awaits us.
Yes, indeed, and strong words from UCD manager Pete Mahon as well. And it's a point worth making too. He's also said recently that he's tired of them being referred to as students. The majority of them, of course, aren't. But a good team in their own right. A big test tonight, though, because Shamrock Rovers' home record, it's pretty formidable. In 7 league games at Tolka Park, in 8 league games, clean sheets in 7. Damien Hancock of Dublin is our match referee. Indeed, Shane Robinson of Drogheda, who scored twice, the only visiting player to score here. Joint best defensive record in the league with Bohemians. So what do UCD have to do tonight, Alan, to break them down?
They've got to be very positive, Des. Just listening to the two managers speaking there beforehand, I think Pete, he certainly has a point there, all right. I think they're better than a tricky team, which is what Pat called them. I think they're a very good side. They play a good brand of football. They have a great attitude. Rovers are in excellent position. They're, again, experienced in a lot of key areas, but I do believe UCD will have to take the game to Rovers. That's where whoever really wants it is going to go and really have to have a go from the very start.
Well, since we last featured Shamrock Rovers live on this channel in a 1-0 defeat at the Brandywell in mid-May, Pat Scully's side have really kicked on, losing just 1 game in 9 since. That in the FAI Cup here against Sligo. In the league, they've been beaten just 4 times. That defeat in Derry, the last of them. And while most of the attention this season has been on Drogheda and St. Pat's, Rovers manager says, yes, we are title challengers. To that end, 3 points a must tonight ahead of the crunch meeting with St. Pat's in a week's time. UCD, of course, for their part, well, they've just one win in the last 9, though that does sound worse than it is, with the college side having drawn 5 of those games. Pete Mahon has expressed his concern in recent weeks that his side have failed to pick up the points while those below them have closed the gap. So UCD feel they're in need of the points as well. And Pete Mahon says he's sending them out to win.
I think one of the things that you'll always get from UCD, Des, is you'll get an honesty. When they go out and play, they go out and try and play the game in the right way. And I think all the players there, it's a good night, pitch is in good condition. They want to get it down and pass.
Conor Kenna. Picked up by David McGill. Now the flag is being waved on the far side by Kieran Delaney. The referee allows it to go on. Shipped to the left-hand side. Derek Pender looks for a switch to John Martin. Might come for Ger O'Brien now. UCD on it. Not for long. Well played, O'Brien. Away by Kenna. And Danny O'Connor hasn't played at centre-back in quite a while.
Just looking at the position Danny's taken there, he's not comfortable playing left side at centre half, so he's taken the right berth, and Barry Ferguson's gone over onto the left hand side. Danny'll certainly be comfortable there. Barry's experience should see him through easily, but again, he's playing in an unusual position. He hasn't played many games there for Rovers this season.
Throw in quickly taken. Header away is by Barry Ferguson. And Kenna all the way back to Matt Gregg. Alan Mahon towards Paul Byrne, who's very good in the air. Flick inside from David Tyrrell. Purcell has been on fire this season. Now McFall to Salmon. Conan Byrne, as you can see, has started on the left-hand side with Shane Fitzgerald on the right for UCD.
Conan Byrne's very, very direct player, normally out on the right-hand side. Great pace.
Climbing was Birmingham. And away by Danny O'Connor. Ken underneath it. Very versatile defender. Plays anywhere across the back. On it again. Now Tyrrell. Pender, a surprise inclusion. Was thought to be a couple of weeks perhaps away from full fitness after that calf injury in Galway.
He's a natural fullback, although he's morely seen on the right-hand side. He's a natural fullback, and he looked to link in with David Tyrrell. First game back from him, though, he could be given a fair test by the pace of Fitzgerald up on the left-hand side, the right-hand side here for UCD.
McFall quickly there. And here's McNally wearing the captain's armband tonight with Tony MacDonald on the bench. And Danny O'Connor back to the returning Barry Murphy. Fitzgerald. First thought immediately for the number 7. Have a run at Pender. Big night for him. He was on Bohemian's book, so always good for an exposed man to face the hoops. Now that's come off Danny O'Connor. Murphy preventing the corner.
Just looking at the way Rovers lined up for this kick out, they're really going with 4 up top to try and put pressure on the UCD back 4. Any slip up at all, and they got their 2 wide men in behind the 2 front men.
Solid challenge from Reynolds. Certainly doesn't shy out of anything like that. Here's McFall. Finn. 2 very creative players in the middle of the midfield for UCD. Conan Byrne wants a corner and he'll get one.
Good positive play there from UCD. Alan Reynolds won the first challenge but didn't have the strength to get up and get the second ball, and UCD will be very quick and nimble in around the middle of the pitch. That's where the key to this one will be, if they can pick up enough second ball there.
There was Alan Reynolds straight into it. Conan Byrne's corner. Reynolds at the near post, returned by Finn.
You get a corner, really, you have to start getting it across the first man. To be disappointed with the delivery there.
Rowe, who scored in his last 2 outings. And Conan Byrne, well, obviously peaked at missing the game against Drogheda. Started pretty well.
Very direct player. You see how quickly he made the ground up there in Gerard O'Brien to get the first block in. Little push there, okay, but he was very quickly up to the pitch of the ball.
Changed his game as well. Conan Byrne was at centre forward, scored in the League Cup final of 2005 against Derry. Pete Mahon opting to have a seat in the early stages. O'Brien. Greg will have to keep his eye on this, and happy that it's carried behind.
The game just 6 minutes on, Des. It's been a little bit frantic. I mean, no pattern to it yet. I think both managers will be looking for somebody to get their foot in the ball in the middle of the pitch and try and get some passes together, give the team some kind of foothold into the match. As I said, it's only 6 minutes gone, but still no pattern.
Greg going left for Conan Byrne, who'd tucked a few yards infield and as a result couldn't get there. Pat Scully took over December of 2005, and what a home record they have. The defeat to Drogheda, the only home defeat under Pat's club tenure in 26 games, First Division and Premier Division.
It's an excellent record, and it's really where the foundation has been built on a very, very strong home record and a good back four.
Now here's Salmon on it. He'll give Ferguson a testing evening, you can be sure. Birmingham looks for a little ball inside. Paul Byrne. Conan Byrne. Birmingham again. They've worked this well towards Salmon. Might come for Fitzgerald, and Pender there first. Well worked by UCD. And now Byrne on it again. Charged down by Danny O'Connor. Pender completes the clearance. Purcell tangling with McFall.
They're certainly snapping into the challenges, UCD. Their quickness to the ball is really impressive around this centre area here. If Fitzgerald could have got in, maybe it'd been a little bit more reactive, as instead of just waiting to see what happened. Had he taken the chance and got in with the far stick, he might have been able to get a shot on target. But certainly they're snapping into the challenges and not letting Rovers settle at all.
Good work on the left-hand side, and Tyrrell can wrap his foot around it. Kenna, not the most convincing of clearances. Mahon gets a little more distance. Here's Dave McGill. Ger O'Brien. Purcell. Birmingham right there with him. And McGill tried the Ivan Needle pass there.
Ball goes in, he didn't really get any conviction on it, didn't get a good contact on the ball. It was easily dealt with there by UCD.
O'Brien swings one in. Greg wanted it. Kenna taking no chances.
It was a late shout there from Matt Gregg. He did the right thing, Conor Kenna. Got the ball out of the danger area. Didn't wait for anybody to come behind him.
Nice turn from Rowe. Let the ball do the work, and towards Purcell, who just couldn't climb high enough.
Great change of direction there from Gerard Rowe to create the space. Just lets it run by his body. Tyke Purcell picks up a great position between, just off Alan Mahon's shoulder. Wasn't open up there. Great shift of feet there by Gerard Rowe, and a good ball in. Should have scored. Should have been able to get a good head on it.
14 league goals between them, Rowe and Purcell. A lot of movement, a lot of pace. Now here come UCD at the other end with Ronan Finn. In a good position this now for UCD.
Very direct there from UCD, straight from the kick-off. Ferguson lost the first header. He nicks him there, but they lost 2 headers there in the centre of the pitch, which is something we wouldn't normally expect to see. It's a good position to have a free kick in.
No shortage of would-be takers either. Alan Mahon has placed the ball. 218 league games he's gone without scoring.
He's definitely hitting this one anyway, Des.
Can he put an end to a long wait in front of the TV cameras? It is Mahon to curl it.
If he keeps hitting them like that, it'll be another 218 before he scores.
The wait goes on.
Very solid player for UCD, Alan. He probably gets a harder time because he's Pete's son, but he's very consistent. Very consistent player for UCD over the last 10 years or so.
The only survivor of the team that played in the Intertoto Cup for UCD in 2000. John Martin was also on that team in Rovers colours tonight. Reynolds shifts it inside for Rowe, took it first time. And a little bit of afters between Alan Reynolds and Conor Kenna.
It's a shock to see Alan Reynolds involved in a 50-50 or 60-40 altercation with somebody. Good early shot there from Gerard Rowe. Very lively player. Always looks to see if he can catch the keeper unawares. He's very bright in that last third. And I think you're looking at him and Tyke Purcell up front. They're going to cause UCD certainly a threat with their movement. More importantly, I think they're not afraid to have a strike on goal.
Should be Ferguson's, and it is Purcell. Looks it over his shoulder. And he was asking a lot of John Martin, who had a lot of ground to make up, and he'll have to chase here as it's with Birmingham. Looking for Salmon. Danny O'Connor gets a good foot in. Martin has presented it straight to Salmon.
Again, UCD pushed the two wide midfielders straight up onto the Rovers back four to see if they can get second ball.
Well, Tony MacDonald was the one left out in a 2 from 3 at the back selection by Pete Mahon. It's a real changing of the guard when you see MacDonald on the bench. You know there's players coming through, and it's Birmingham's arrival really. Ian Birmingham that sees MacDonald out of the side. 13th season for the club captain. Still a big part to play. Well attacked by Kenna. Mahon forward, Byrne will chase this, but the flag has gone up.
Again, when you're looking at the way the game has developed, nobody's really been able to get 3 or 4 passes together. They've all been very frantic in the middle of the pitch. 2 UCD lads are snapping in, likewise the 2 Rovers guys hasn't been able to get fed out to the wingers, and I suppose the likes of John Martin and Conor Bourne really be looking to get the ball to feet.
Rowe will look to pressurise here. Kenna sees him off.
Connor's played most of the season, I think, left full, with Tony sitting in centre half. But young Birmingham at left full is an excellent player. Straight out of, I think, Lourdes Celtic this year. Pete picked him up.
Just turned 18 as well, Ian Birmingham. Missed the Drogheda game with injury, but straight back in tonight. Byrne, good flick. Salmon and Finn between them chasing. Bit of head tennis. I'm surprised some of them can see in the sun. And Rowe's on it now. Brings some order to it. Receives it back from John Martin. Worked it well down the right-hand side. Little show from Martin, but just ran out of room.
Positive there from John. Played with me for the last 4 seasons. Gave me terrific service. He's a natural outside right, so he can play in the middle as well. Just first touch a bit heavy here. Ran out. But you want to be seeing John on the ball and taking on the full back.
Well, Pete Mahon into this one off the back of a couple of league defeats at home to Sligo and Drogheda. Anxious to turn the tables. At one point had gone 10 games unbeaten in the league prior to the defeat in Bray. Want to get back to that type of form. Here's Rowe slid in. Great chance here. Gregg with the legs and Mahon off the line. Comes to Martin. Conan Byrne did enough to dispossess him, but the first real chance of the game goes Rovers and Rowe's way. UCD and Matt Gregg stand firm.
Got out of jail there, UCD, from a Route 1 ball. Very much asleep in the back. Good choice of pass from Derek Tyrrell there. He didn't really get good conviction on it. Well cleared though. And again, John was a little bit too slow.
There's the challenge on Paul Byrne. Looked like a clash of knees with Dave McGill.
Don't think there's anything malicious in it. She said a clash of knees. But again, going back to the chance there for Rovers, I think Pete would be very unhappy with the level of concentration by his back four. Started, Matt Gregg cleared the ball out first, and Rovers just helped it on. They were ball watching really, and I suppose Rovers had looked at it as a really good opportunity. 16 minutes gone, it was a good chance for them to take the lead.
This is a real worry for UCD. Top scorer down as we look back at this chance again. Look to go across Matt Gregg.
Stood up well, the keeper. He didn't give him an awful lot to hit. He had to go across there and he got down well. I think Jared Rowe will be disappointed they didn't strike it hard enough.
Well, looking at the UCD substitutes bench, we've got Darren Quigley, the goalkeeper, Brian Shore, tall defender, come midfielder, Darren Forsyth, a striker, Derek Doyle and Tony MacDonald. No Timmy Purcell on the bench tonight, who's been pretty much a substitute in every game so far, nippy striker. So they'll be anxious that Paul Byrne is fit to continue.
They're down a man now, UCD, and Rovers will just try and turn the screw. They have a throw in a dangerous position. If they can affect the crossing position, they'll try and get it into the box. Bad touch from John Martin there.
Sloppy from Shamrock Rovers. And Paul Byrne still receiving treatment on the far touchline. UCD for the moment playing with 10, and it's their number 10 Salmon who flicks it inside. Sent forward by Anil Reynolds. Big appeals for handball against Conor Kenna. Salmon doing well, keeping Ferguson honest, earning his side of throw-in.
Barry, typical old-fashioned centre-half, no messing. Ball goes out of the ground, and a little follow-through for Salmon just to let him know that he's hanging around.
Well, looking across, Pete Mahon has a concerned look on his face. Darren Forsyth is off the bench, just doing a few stretches. Conan Byrne hooks it first time. Fitzgerald, possibly the smallest man on the pitch, attacking it. Salmon making a nuisance of himself, and good presence of mind there from Danny O'Connor, knowing exactly what was going on around him.
Two men in the box there, UCD. They didn't have the numbers, but again, cool play. Paul Byrne coming back on, that'll give them a boost because he's been a threat. He's won a couple of flick-ons, but his movement is a constant threat to any back four.
Good win again from Kenna. Reynolds, referee in the way. Now Shane Fitzgerald, and a free kick here against Salmon for entangling off the ball with Barry Ferguson.
That was a little payback to Barry. 1-0.
Now Martin looking to take on Birmingham. He's done well here, John Martin. Stands one up, but all the Rovers men in the box and in a very advanced position. And now Shane Fitzgerald, first chance to have a run. Salmon to his right, Paul Byrne to his left, and still Fitzgerald goes. Almost all the way by the former Bozeman.
Terrific run, great pace, great close control. A lot of people running after him. Didn't seem to know what he was doing, but he made his mind up to be very positive. Last touch let him down. Rovers' bodies around him.
Well, he got the nod ahead of Derek Doyle. which is a big decision from Pete Mahon. And I asked Pete about it before the game. One word, he said pace. Finn, McFall.
Just looking at how deep Alan Reynolds has gone. He's gone way in on top of the back four there of Shamrock Rovers, really. He's given plenty of space to McFall. I think UCD are going to make that substitution now, Des. I think Paul Bourne has probably kicked his last one in this game.
And Darren Forsyth awaits his introduction. Very disappointing night, it seems, for Paul Byrne. Salmon holding off Ger O'Brien. McFall. Space here for Alan Mahon. Fitzgerald looking for that ball between full-back and centre-back, read by Barry Ferguson. Well, here's the change then. Paul Byrne trooping off discontently. And it's 19-year-old Darren Forsyth, another who had a period at Cherry Orchard, top scorer for the under-21s last season. He also bagged 4 in a recent under-21 league win against Ballinasloe. Under-19 international, gets his chance.
He's a big, strong lad who put himself about.
Mahon. And they teed up Fitzgerald, who should have done a bit better. Rowe. McFall clattering in. And McFall could be in trouble here. Referee reaching for a card. It's a yellow for Shane McFall.
Fairness to him, I think he's seen Alan Reynolds coming in as well. Unfortunately, Jerry Rowe got the bad end of it, but he was probably trying to protect himself. Reynolds is coming in from the side, made sure he wasn't going to get done.
Sure, Rowe bore the brunt of it. Happily, he's okay, fit to continue, and gets his flick here. Tyrrell. That's a good-looking cross in. Kenna backpedaling. Did all he could. Purcell now has taken a knock.
Good defending there from Conor Kenna. He made sure Tyke Purcell wasn't going to get a good head on it. He's picked up a knock all right, but again, good defending from Conor Kenna.
We've already had one number 9 substituted. Now it's the Rovers number 9 and also their top scorer who's down.
I think if Rovers can get ball into good crossing positions, they'll cause UCD trouble because they have good movement in the box. Purcell there was well marked, but it was a good ball in from Derek Tyrrell. And the last one then that Tyke Purcell flicked over the bar, probably should have done better with, again came from a good cross in. I think if they can get into good positions to cross, they'll cause UCD trouble.
Poor corner, easily dealt with. But Fitzgerald has lost it. Here's Tyrrell. It's a better looking ball in. It was John Martin attacking it.
Good defending again from Conor Kenna. Gets himself in front of the player, make sure there's no goal scored.
Well, continuing attention for Tyke Purcell. He has had some injury problems this season. Still has 9 league goals to his name. But Conor Kenna has made a promising start, and Pete Mahon certainly doesn't hold back when praising his number 4. That's why he's played every game for UCD this season.
He's only a young lad, Des, but he's played a couple of seasons and he's been very, very consistent, either at left full or centre half. Going to have to do his work here again now. It's a dangerous free kick. Rovers sent all the guys up for it.
It's easy for Matt Gregg.
Nothing frustrates you more as a manager when you get a position where you can deliver the ball in and just go straight to the goalkeeper. Disappointed with that, Derek Turl.
Well, 25 minutes gone, 0-0 as it was on the opening day when these two met at Belfield. I have to say we shouldn't be surprised if goals don't come till late in the game. Shamrock Rovers, almost half of their 20 have come in the last 15 minutes. And UCD, as the flag is up on the far side, also scored their share of late goals of their 17-7 in the last 10 minutes.
I think that's been a little bit overzealous there by the fourth official or the referee's assistant. It was an honest attempt by Conor Kennett to head the ball. Referee standing 10 yards away, thought it was okay. Yet he's gone with his linesman. Again, dangerous position again for Rovers, have a free kick in.
Tyrrell with the in-swinger, Greg comes, ups to go with the fists. Tyrrell again, to the other new man, Martin. Rowe, cushioned header, worked it well, Rovers. And Tyrrell just couldn't get his knee over it. Restored to the full complement as well. As Ty Purcell makes his way back on, he'll have to go all the way across to come back on, as is the rule.
Good little bit of link-up play there with Rovers around the edge of the box. Just couldn't get his knee over the ball. Again, he was blocked, he was worried. It was a decent little bit of play.
Well, the subs for UCD include Darren Quigley, Ireland under-21 and B international, being kept out by Matt Gregg. Played the first 3 league games of the season, only League Cup games since. Were rumours, of course, that he was on his way out of the club, but still a UCD player.
I think there was talk of Darren going to Stockport and then Derry City at the start of the season, and Pete kept faith with him, and then I think an opportunity presented itself to Matt Gregg, and he's not let the side down.
Reynolds, McFall read it. Now Salmon, looking to work a shooting position, got his shot away. Comfortable for Murphy.
Again, UCD penned them in well there. They weren't able to clear the lines, Rovers. They were up very quickly. Again, no power on the strike. They were able to retain possession the last third.
Here's John Martin, again Conan Byrne not neglecting his defensive responsibilities. And McNally, the man on the deck. Well, there's Shane McFall, part of the Cherry Orchard connection at UCD, and Connor Salmon played together since they were school kids, along with Paul Byrne, Derek Doyle and Gary Dicker, of course, who was with UCD. And while there are negatives, I suppose, to bringing young players in when they've played together and know each other, it just makes that transition that bit easier.
I think it's a great testament to UCD and the scholarship structure that they've had for the last 20 or 30 years. Started up with Dr. Tony O'Neill and has continued today. As you said, 5 guys from Cherry Orchard are given an opportunity to have full-time education as well as top league football. And you know, we've seen so many players progress. The last batch of players, you know, got credit down to Pete Mann for that. But again, it's over the last 20, 30 years that that system has proved to be very, very successful.
You think of the players who've played for them in recent years. Kieran Martin, Clive Delaney. John Martin, of course, was there as well. Alan McNally has been there since 1999, one of the longest serving. Here's Forsyth, one of the new men. As is Fitzgerald, another chance to have a run here. Ferguson won't like being backed up, and still he goes, Fitzgerald.
Goal.
Oh, inches away. He threatened that earlier in the game.
Great positive play. That's the second time he's done that. He knew what he was at this time. He kept the ball very close to his feet. I thought it was in. It just took a last bounce before it was going into the net and bounced wide.
Well, they say defenders hate pace, and you could see there Barry Ferguson wasn't comfortable with the diminutive number 7 running at him.
Great positive play, and again that'll give him great confidence now. Half an hour gone into the game, he's had a couple of runs, unlucky there not to score.
Snapped up from Bohemians. First league start tonight for Shane Fitzgerald. He's had a decent half.
Again, you're looking at the trouble he caused Barry Ferguson, who I would regard as one of the best centre halves in the country. As you said, with pace and being direct, causes all sorts of problems.
Ronan Finn, not known for his tackling.
Alan Reynolds not known for his artistic dives either.
O'Connor into the channel, headed away by Birmingham, and Finn is on it now. He's a player UCD will want it in the final third. At the other end of the pitch, he can influence the game. Salmon, well controlled. McFall. Now Forsyth. Fitzgerald. Pender reluctant to jump in, and you can see why.
Good play again there from UCD. They got the play from left to right and got the two right-sided players going on a one. And Dave Tyrrell-Barry's back in playing in the left full position, which again shows how far UCD have pushed them right back.
And that's Ferguson on Salmon. Conan Byrne had come all the way across, wanted it quickly from Mahan, but I think Mahan got the signal from the referee. He'd have to wait for the whistle, and now he can take it. Curls it in, and McNally got a flicked header under pressure from Danny O'Connor. Couldn't force it on target though.
He got across his market there. Danny, he was behind him, but he got a good purchase on it and been able to direct his header. Would have been certainly something that would have caused Barry Morphin trouble.
Derek Pender.
As I said at the start of the game, Des, he's normally a right full. He's probably a bit uncomfortable playing on the left side against such pace.
And this time given for Rowe against Kenna. And Dave McGill, we saw Pender a moment ago, but those two played for Dublin City against Shamrock Rovers in that 2005 promotion relegation playoff. And McGill in particular, a lifelong Rovers fan, is making the point, and he scored in that game. Happy to be wearing the green and white now.
Again, it's a dangerous position. Good delivery, they got good height and they got plenty of people to attack the ball.
Tyrrell, oh, it was almost a free header for Rowe. Martin against Birmingham, full back does well. It looked like it had gone out. Play goes on. Pender towards Rowe, beaten by McNally. Here's David McGill onto it, outnumbered, and Kenna just puts his boot through it.
Looked out to me, all right. Full back as well.
Rowe doing it all himself. And Kenna again the man in the way. Reynolds robbed by Forsyth, but he's on it again, Alan Reynolds. Ger O'Brien. Now was he taken out? He was.
They're just under a little bit of pressure now, UCD. Just want to stay composed, don't give away silly free kicks. Again, definite free kick, and again, it's in a dangerous position. Dave Taylor will come across here and hit this in with his left foot. Sooner or later, they're going to get one on target.
And Barry Ferguson is a real threat in these situations. Danny O'Connor up there as well. And Purcell, who's also good in the air. Needs a quality delivery from Tyrrell. Here we go then. In swinger. McFall picked up a good position. And Fitzgerald, lovely layoff for Salmon. The return should have been better.
Again, if they can just keep the ball up on that last throw a little bit better, UCD, they will get joy out of it because they've got such pace and they've got good movement coming from the middle. They'll get beyond the Rovers back four.
Birmingham. Conan Byrne. Finn. Birmingham again, helping out the attacking UCD players. Tyrrell. Man inside and free is Reynolds. Purcell. He's been well pleased so far. Salmon. First touch was good and under pressure.
He's causing them trouble when he gets his body in front of the ball. Danny O'Connor and Barry Ferguson, they're having difficulty in trying to muscle him. He's a big, strong lad. He's only young, but he's very strong. And he is causing them trouble when he gets the ball to feet.
Another chance this for Alan Mahan to put one into a dangerous area. Alan McNally came close a few moments ago. And once again, it's Danny O'Connor who will be picking him up.
There's a lot of space between the line that Rovers are holding and the goalkeeper. If they can just get a good run on the marker, if nobody in the hole.
Salmon sets off, it's gone beyond him. Ger O'Brien's header. Here's McFall. Fitzgerald laid in on Pender. Barry Ferguson getting involved when there's no real need to.
Fair play to Derek Pender. He just got up, shook his hand, moved on. Didn't make any big deal. It was a yellow card. It was a nasty tackle. Derek himself likes a tackle, and in fairness to him, he just got up, no messing, and moved on.
Two in the book then for UCD. Fitzgerald joining McFall. Here's Pender. Away by Kenna. Salmon the only man up for UCD, beaten by O'Connor. McFall. Finn. Robbed by Tyrrell. Pender forward towards Rowe. Gets a flick on, but Purcell. Two strikers well adrift of each other. It might come for Purcell here. He's on it quickly. And Birmingham left full back all the way across to defuse that situation. Forsyth. Interesting ball for Salmon. We'll have to hold it up. And now here goes Fitzgerald again, no one in the middle. He didn't get his head up. Purcell and Kilkenna, needless free kick.
Just looking at that last little attack there from Rovers, it's indicative of the way they've been playing. The two front men, they're not playing as a partnership. Gerrard flicks the ball up and Tyke Purcell's over the other side of the pitch. He's not staying in touch with him. UCD aren't doing it to such a great extent. They're trying to find each other and link in. But certainly Rowe and Tyke Purcell, they seem to be playing on their own. They're not playing as a partnership.
Joe Rose had the best chance of the game so far, denied by the legs of Matt Gregg. It's been a half of few clear-cut chances. Shane Fitzgerald came close as well for UCD, but in truth, those are the only real threats we've had so far. Purcell needs to hook one goalwards. Again, Kenna in the way.
Rovers again, they're just trying to walk across in position. They haven't been able to do it. Used to be being disciplined.
O'Connor whipped it in with pace. Fitzgerald over the head of Forsyth. Rowe advised that there was no one pressurising, had a chance to take it down. Tyrrell against Mahon. And Fitzgerald neatly done away from Dave McGill. And he's setting off again, Fitzgerald, this time Ferguson in the way. Flag is up against a retreating Ger Rowe.
Again there, Shane McFall up very quickly to support the front two off UCD. They've got good players in that middle of the pitch, UCD. If they can get them on the ball, feed the wide players. But this guy here now, he's certainly very, very energetic, both boxes, and he's a good pass on him. I think if he can get good possession the last third, he'll open up back four and try and get people in down the side.
Went to Notts County at a young age, Shane McFall, and ended up playing as a defender. Had a year in the States as well before coming home.
Again, him and his partner Ronan Finn again snapping into the tackles, not letting Rovers get clear ball, picking up the second ball again. Full-blooded tackle there from Dave McGill. I think he's hurt himself more so than anybody. He's limping around.
Mahon goes left for Conan Byrne. Chance to have a run at John Martin. He's done well here. Can he pick someone out? McNally. And it was McFall arriving late.
Johnny Martin was done very, very cheaply there in the right full position. He should have defended it better. Good play from Conan Byrne, but again, John found himself there. He should have been able to defend it. UCD should have got somebody across the face that maybe the last defender.
Little nudge by Salmon.
Again, wide areas is where UCD are going to cause Rovers trouble. If they go down the middle, Ferguson and O'Connor will just head it back. Again, they just got somebody in front of that last man there. It was well cleared from Gerald O'Brien.
Reynolds. And Finn snapping away, and Reynolds not appreciating that.
UCD have played with great energy around the middle of the pitch, and because they have youth on their side, they'll be able to keep that going for the rest of the 90 minutes. I don't know if Rovers will.
It's shown as well, McFall and Finn, that they're not afraid to go in where it hurts. Murphy's miscued that for Forsyth. Sure, for a moment might have thought of hitting it first time. Holds it up and brings Fitzgerald into the play. Has Mahon in support. McFall, McGill coming to him.
Connor Salmon there looking for the ball early into the box. Again, good play there from McFall. He's up quickly to the button, pitches it up. Barry Murphy won't be happy with this.
Lapse piece of control from Alan Mahan, presents it to Roe Tyrrell. And McFall again, who's a real box-to-box player, isn't he? Popping up at either end just for sight. He wants Fitzgerald to have a run. He almost get there, and he does. And he's away from Pender. Salmon in the middle, pulls it back for Forsyth.
Terrific
Murphy
positive
forced
play.
to make the save.
Sorry, there's terrific positive play there from UCD again. Firstly from Forsyth, then Fitzgerald. He gets in, he had options to pick people out there. Didn't get a clean purchase on it. Very positive play. Again, wide out, plenty of space behind him. Picks out his cross. Should have done better.
Shane Fitzgerald on the right-hand side for UCD, certainly justifying his inclusion. Came close to a goal of his own and almost set one up there. So it's the Shamrock Rovers side chasing the front two. We're being held here at half-time by UCD, and not much in it, to be fair. Half-time at Tolka Park, it's Shamrock Rovers 0, UCD 0. No surprise, perhaps, as it's the meeting of two teams who like to score late. Analysis of the first 45 coming up next.